HoopsOnLane.com Fan Podcast, Episode 55, Iowa Pregame.
Hoops on Lane Fan Podcast is sponsored by About Face Cosmetic Therapy Center because basketball season is also laser hair removal season.
You're listening to Hoops on Lane, a fan-produced pregame and postgame podcast about the Ohio State University men's basketball team. Visit hoopsonlane.com or subscribe where you listen to podcasts for all the latest episodes and information. Now here's your host, Dave Horning.
Greetings, Hoops fans. This is Dave Horning for HoopsOnLane.com Fan Podcast with a preview of the upcoming game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Iowa Hawkeyes to be played on Saturday, February 10th in Columbus, Ohio at the Schottenstein Center. The game is being televised on the Big Ten Network and broadcast locally on radio by the Fan 97.1 FM. However, there are only 2 home games left this season, so come out to the Schott and watch this great Buckeyes team in person. They are fresh off their 64-63 victory over the Purdue Boilermakers in a game that was played at Mackey Arena in West Lafayette, Indiana. How about them Buckeyes? Winning on the road against Purdue, a team that had won 19 straight home games, which was the longest NCAA streak in place at that time until last Wednesday night. So, let's fill up the Schott. Come out and watch these Buckeyes play in person. In fact, Kroger's and the Fan 97.1 FM are having a promotion called Fill Up the Schott. Check it out. Buckeyes fans can win an all-season pass to see the Big Ten tournament in New York City. And tickets can be purchased for the Iowa game unless it becomes a sellout. Let's fill up the Schott. This should be a great game to watch coming up against Iowa. Ohio State is coming off its huge victory at Purdue and must avoid a letdown against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa is tied for 11th place in the Big Ten with Minnesota, each team having a disappointing season with records of 3 wins and 10 losses in Big Ten play. Ohio State's Big Ten record is 12 wins against 1 loss, tied with Purdue for first place. But Ohio State's only loss was at home against Penn State, so anything can happen in the Big Ten this season. And to prove this point, in Iowa's last game, they almost beat Michigan State in a home game in Iowa City, staying close the entire game before losing by the score of 93-96. After the game, Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo was quoted in the Gazette newspaper as saying, quote, "I hope you all enjoyed the offensive fireworks tonight, because I don't think either team played any defense, to be honest with you. I'll speak solely for myself. We didn't," unquote. Earlier this season, on January 4th, Ohio State beat Iowa in Iowa City by the score of 92-81. In that game, Keita Bates-Diop scored 27 points, had 13 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks with no turnovers. He made 2 of 6 three-point attempts. Jayshawn Tate was also solid, scoring 18 points and gathering 7 rebounds. Cam Williams, who will probably not be playing in Saturday's game due to an ongoing suspension, was 3 for 6 in his three-point shots, but he may have made a comment to Iowa's coach Fran McCaffery in the first half that might come back to haunt the Buckeyes. Cam Williams is alleged to have said to Coach McCaffery, quote, "This is easy," unquote, after making a three-point shot. Cam had scored 11 points in the first 10 minutes, so it was easy going for Cam at that point in the game, but it might not have been a wise comment to make no matter how true. That comment will be recycled and fed to the Hawkeyes players before Saturday's game. The starting lineup for the Hawkeyes will be number 55, 6'11 freshman forward Luka Garza, number 5, 6'9 sophomore forward Tyler Cook, Iowa's leading scorer, averaging 16 points a game. That's number 5, Tyler Cook. Number 51, 6'7 junior forward Nicholas Baer. Number 4, 6'5 sophomore guard Isaiah Moss. And finally, number 3, 6'1 sophomore guard Jordan Bohannon, Iowa's leading three-point threat. He is making 44% of his attempts. Look for the following substitutes coming off the bench. Number 2, 6'11 freshman forward Jack Nunge. Number 35, 6'8 sophomore forward Cordell Pemsel. And number 1, 6'6 sophomore guard Maishi Daly from Beechwood High School in Beechwood, Ohio. Iowa is coached by Fran McCaffery. Ohio State's starting lineup will probably be number 34, 6'9 freshman center Caleb Wesson. Number 33, 6'7 junior power forward Keita Bates-Diop, the Big Ten's leading scorer, averaging 20 points a game. Number 24, 6'6 sophomore forward Andre Wesson, the replacement for Cam Williams against Illinois and Purdue. Number 3, 6'1 junior shooting guard or point guard C.J. Jackson, the team leader in assists and second in scoring. And finally, number 1, 6'4 senior Jayshawn Tate, point guard or small forward, the all-around dynamo who never quits and is a capable scorer, rebounder, shot blocker, ball stealer, and assist giver. Ohio State is coached by Chris Holtmann in his first year. As I look up and down Iowa's roster, I just can't get over the height of this Iowa team. They gathered 15 offensive rebounds in their loss to Ohio State in January and out-rebounded the Buckeyes 40-38. The other key to this game will be Ohio State's ability to play strong defense and hold Iowa to less than the 81 points they scored against the Buckeyes or the 93 points they scored against Michigan State at Iowa City. It was the Buckeyes' defense against Purdue that won the game last Wednesday night, holding Purdue to just 63 points. Let's hope that defensive intensity carries on. This is Dave Horning for HoopsOnLane.com Fan Podcast. Go Bucks!